We were raised by a single mother. When I was about 4 years old, our house burned down. Insurance didn't cover paying off that mortgage. So fortunately, my mom was a nurse and she was able to work a ridiculous amount of hours, some 80 hours a week, and pay off that mortgage while still finding us another place to live. So I've been fortunate to have a lot of really good role models in my life. Obviously, my mom being at the top of that list. Okay. When a plow is good, why rock the boat when my child support's low? Yes. Okay. We know who is style cut.
She always very passionately said, I'm going to be an attorney. And she'd look at me with dead set eyes, and I 100% believed her. And not only just becoming an attorney, but actually being a good attorney that is going to make a difference. Erin's passion sets the bar for everyone else in our office. So we're at home on a Saturday night, it's 8 o'clock, Erin's phone starts buzzing. It says a lot of our staff who's feverishly working to prepare for the cases that we're going to handle that next week. They share Erin's passion, and it's contagious, and it's been spreading through our firm.
All right, thanks for staying so late. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. I love doing family law. I feel like I really help people every day. I feel like we really make a difference for people, and I feel like families are benefited from the work we do. I started this firm with $2,500 in my bank account, and in the course of a year, I've helped over 200 families find a way to get through the turmoil that they're experiencing. I'm Erin Morse, and I'm here to help your family find your new normal.
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What are my rights? What are my rights?
What are my rights?
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action. A legal course of action.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patricio, aka Rocky, and I am burning time as we are finishing up some things here at the office. But we are live for a new episode of Legal Course of Action. We have been away a little bit here and there because the life of an attorney is a chaotic one. Always having stuff to do, always protecting people, always helping people, getting the job done because Erin is a badass. I'm about to put her up on the screen, but I know she's still got some things to put up and everything. So when you're ready, I'll bring you in, Coach.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
I'm ready. Oh, I need to pull this up because I feel short.
Oh.
All right.
Let me minimize myself. There we go.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, I feel crazy.
It's been a crazy few weeks.
Oh my God, you're not kidding. Welcome back. I am back in full action.
I think between the last episode and this episode, you've had trial, you've had multiple cases,
I've had 3 trials since I've been back.
Oh, you don't have to
for a week.
I can pick you up wherever you are. Yeah, and there have been some crazy instances here in the office.
The dog. We had a dog.
I cried.
You did?
I teared up a little bit, but then when I came up to you and Kyle and I told you guys how I feel, you're like, bitch. That's literally.
I had no sympathy for her. I didn't. Bye. Thank you, Kyle.
Bye. But okay, here we go. We already got one in here. Okay. Oh, the cool dude of all cool dudes, Mr. Kyle Nunez, always jumping in saying good afternoon, y'all. Oh,
trying to get some caffeine in me.
Oh my God. I've been trying to get on the caffeine train. How you guys are always preaching that it helps out. I crashed within 2 hours.
You're supposed to drink it over the course of an hour or so. You're not supposed to like. It's not like tequila. You don't just take a few shots. It's just like alcohol. Like if you're not drinking it over the.
I guess I don't know how to coffee because
don't.
I honest to God thought you just drink and drink and drink and then you're good to go. So
No, it doesn't last the whole day.
Oh damn! So that's why y'all be walking around with coffee for like 2-3 hours. And
Yeah, so I have a morning coffee and an afternoon coffee. This is the remnants of my afternoon coffee.
And it actually helps you out if you stretch it out throughout the day.
For me, it does.
Damn. Okay.
Might just be a placebo too.
It might be I just don't know how to coffee.
Maybe.
That's literally it. But how have you been?
Crazy. It's been chaotic. I look tired.
And I know before
I have a baby.
The baby's doing great. I love the pictures that you be posting on social media.
I know. She visits us in the office.
I never knew that Wonder Woman was an Alabama fan.
Well, now you know. Wonder Woman is an infant now. It's reincarnate. Mm-hmm.
And how many you just said how many weeks is she right now?
9.
Wow.
9 weeks.
Time freaking flies so fast.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
She's turning into a little person. She's trying to figure out how to grab things.
It's funny when I'm scrolling through Facebook and I start seeing everyone's kids who were born about a year ago. And now they're just, they got their hair, they got their teeth coming in, all that stuff. I'm like,
yeah, they're walking around and,
it's
arguing with their parents.
And you think Lily's going to be, how do you think Lily's going to be when she starts, let's say like 5 or 8 years old?
I was a very calm, polite, nice child.
I feel like I should get your mom on the line right now for that one.
Soon as I became a teenager, though, it was the gloves were off. I was hard. So I think that's what I'm going to have.
Because I've chilled out. I mean, chilled with your mom, and she is a BAB. Mm-hmm, and mm-hmm. I see where you get it from. Mm-hmm. So I feel that, most likely, definitely, Lily's going to be.
Yeah, we bumped heads when I was young.
Lily's going to be going down that path.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I expect it.
So we do have a lot of questions.
Oh, I know. They're probably all.
No, there have been some crazy ones. There's some funny ones in here as well that I do want to go through with you. But also, like during the show, there were some things that we were talking about over the break, whether it's by Instagram, text message, Facebook. We're always like sending each other some stuff. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Instagram, maybe we should go live.
Oh yeah, and that's why I have your things set up right there.
I'm listening.
Oh no, you're good. We always exchange ideas at the most randomest times.
Yeah.
And
I know. It's pretty funny.
I always had to look at him like, why are you awake at this hour? Oh, that's right. You're a mom and an attorney. I'm just going to stop questioning you at this point.
Yeah, I don't even sleep. That's not even real.
But one thing we were talking about is we wanted to apply more of family law to movies.
Oh, yeah.
That we've grown up with. And the
pop culture and family law.
Exactly. Pop culture and family law. And I'm going to put that banner up right now. I wish I would have had it ready.
Pop culture and family law. I just repeated it because we're now live on Instagram.
I'm a slow typer, but I go as fast as I can. There we go.
Ironic that you're a paralegal.
I know. I don't know how I got it. Never mind. I'm just going to keep talking. Hi, how you doing? So, pop culture in family law.
Yeah.
Or is it family law and pop culture?
Family law and pop culture. It's like we don't litigate pop culture.
Okay. I think in some cases we should.
I should.
There have been so many questionable things in pop culture and just in social media alone that we're like, come on, there's got to be a law for someone. We got to put a lid on this person.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Culture. There we go. Just want to make sure I spelled it right. And there we go. So movies that we grew up on, TV shows, what have you. There are many things that happen that we don't even question because it's Hollywood.
Right.
And there are certain procedures.
Yeah, some movies are pretty crazy. And now that I'm a lawyer and I watch them, I'm like, Judge White was on a TV show I watched.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
We'll talk about that in the next episode. I got to prepare you for that. I forgot to tell you.
We just, whatever Hollywood spoon feeds us, we just swallow and we're like, thank you. Can I have another? And like you said,
you do.
I do. Yeah.
I'm like, What are those people?
Well, no, now that I've been working in law for going on 7 years, I've applied what I've learned from you, from previous attorneys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they can't
It
do
would
that.
never happen like that.
Oh, I just get so mad. And then like I start talking out loud with
Yeah.
my girlfriend. And she'd be like, can you shut up? Like, well, I want to watch the show. I'm like, this is completely inaccurate. We cannot watch this.
I know.
And I mean, do you do that with Sam, or does he just like teach me more, tell me more?
No, I usually I'll just laugh it off like once and I'll be like, it would never happen this way.
Yeah.
And I wait until if he has a question, if he's like, hey, what about this? And I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't happen that way. But normally I just try to be quiet because that's annoying. I don't like to be that person. I find that person annoying, like if I'm watching a medical show with one of my doctor friends.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't watch Grey's Anatomy for its medical accuracy.
No, of course not. I mean, yeah, no.
Same reason I don't watch, I don't know, Law and Order for its legal accuracy.
I forget what show it was, but they were short-staffed. I think it was some sort of comedy show, and they asked this gentleman, "Do you have any experience in the medical field?" He's like, "No, but I've watched the last 4 seasons of Grey's Anatomy." Why didn't you say so? Get in there.
Yeah, I've seen every Law and Order. We'll argue the case.
And I just realized I spelled law incorrectly. I put a colon in between law. There we go. All right. So bringing it up. So family law in pulp culture, and there's no need for a colon. I just realized that.
That's okay. It worked. It worked.
It worked.
Yeah, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Go with it.
All right, let's go
right?
with it.
It's we're in pop culture. You gotta just accept it.
Okay.
So do it with your title.
I will take it because you gave it to me and you've never steered me wrong. So family law in pulp culture. And the first movie that I want to talk to you about is a classic, you know, with the lovely and the talented Mr. Tom Hanks. And the movie in question is Forest Gump.
All right, so tee up the storyline for people who haven't seen it.
All right, so if you haven't seen it, get the hell off the show. I don't know.
Yeah, we are old, so this was a classic for a lot of our childhood.
The movie Forest Gump is a movie based off a novel where this one individual who would you say he's
dumb.
He's
low IQ.
And he goes on these crazy adventures. He goes through war. In the book, he actually becomes an astronaut. He goes through all this crazy stuff. But in the film, towards the end, Forrest Gump, who throughout the whole film is in love with a woman named Jenny. And Jenny. He's always there for her, but she's always, you know, going a different direction.
Yeah, she had a different life path than him.
You know, he went off to serve in Vietnam. She got caught up with the hippie generation and went off and do her thing. But, you know, their cross finally pass again.
Paths. Finally cross, not their cross path.
Wow, I think I need
your
coffee.
Verb nouned.
So their paths cross again.
Yep.
And Jenny and Forrest end up hooking up, and a baby is born. Now, when Jenny comes back into Forrest's life, she's now got her life together. She's got this kid, and drops the bombshell. Hey, this is your son, Forrest.
How old is he? 4?
He's like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Played by the very talented Haley Joel Osment from The Sixth Sense. So my question is, with Forrest now walking to the picture and being told, "Hey, this is your son," and then
she withheld the child.
She withheld the child and then dies.
Okay. I think you're missing some important facts.
Please.
This is I can spin stories, right? So I'm about to spin this story based on the facts here. So I think an important fact of this is they had this like one-time hookup as adults, and then she disappeared. So it isn't like they hooked up, she got pregnant, and then he was like, I'm gonna run, right? He didn't do that. So
she did give him a hand job.
They had to have done more than that. There was a baby. Do you want me to tell you about how babies are born? I'll show you. I
don't know why that came into my head. Sorry, go ahead.
Just like, hey, good on you getting a handy. Is that what you need to say? It's fictional, Patricio.
Sorry.
So anyway, they had a baby. She had a baby. Years later, she's a nurse. She's all cute and sweet. It's the 80s. And she goes, I want you to meet someone. Brings him there. And he's, anytime she came knocking, he'd come running.
Oh, yeah.
So he brought her chocolates. And the joke was that he ate some. This is where the whole life is like a box of chocolates. You never know where you're going to get. That's him. And she brings him up to her apartment. And cute little Haley Joel Osment is there watching TV. And she's like, oh, this is my son, Forrest. And he went, like me? Like he's got you know, he has the same name as me. And he goes, yeah. And Forrest, it's yours. And then he like very awkwardly, right? Tom Hanks is brilliant. Leans over to him and talks to him. And, you know, then she tells Forrest that she's sick. Now the implication, I don't know if they say it outright.
They don't go into like the details of what she has.
But the implication is that she has HIV or AIDS.
Correct.
And so eventually he gets custody of the child. He had amassed a fortune
With the bubblegum shrimp.
with the bubblegum shrimp boats. So he was very rich and very famous for the running.
Yes.
So are you going to play the clip?
Oh, I'm just putting it in the background.
Okay. Yeah, this is where she's all cute, looking like a nurse. Yeah,
Mhm.
right. So anyway, it's his kid, apparently. I don't know if he ever gets a paternity test, but there you are.
I'm pulling it up right there with actually, you know what? I'll play the clip.
Play the clip. Play the clip. It's really cute. I like it. Can you play it with sound?
I'm trying to play it with the sound.
All right, just checking.
Okay, that's weird. I don't know why the sound isn't playing. But yeah, right there, Jenny's revealing like he's your son, and like you said, you know, he's like he's just caught up completely off guard. I don't know why it's not playing with the sound. It's weird. But anyways, question right there with everything that's going on. He gets the bombshell that Jenny had a kid
There's
by
nothing you
him.
need to do, okay? You didn't do anything wrong. Okay? Isn't he beautiful?
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I don't know what's not playing it on there, but
I hear it.
But yeah, the idea is Jenny finally reveals to him, hey, you got a kid.
Yep.
And few scenes later, she passes.
Right.
So what happens with little Forrest now? Since he wasn't there when he was born and kind of like other factors playing as well.
So legally, my hope is that they did a paternity action, came to a quick agreement, got it filed, and what's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the hope. Alternatively, he'd probably have to go through a legitimization, depending on what their state calls it, because sometimes that's what they call them, to make sure that he legally can have custody of this child. Because in most states, of course, I typically can only speak for Florida, so let's pretend like this happened in Florida.
Okay.
So in Florida, he would have to file a paternity case, you know, after the fact. So that's where he would stand to try to make sure he has custody of the child.
So going back to the whole situation where, you know, Jenny and Forrest actually move in with Forrest in his home in, I think it's Savannah.
Yeah.
And they're living there now. And then that's when she passes and Forrest is with him. I'm going to highly doubt that can you do something?
Oh, they got married.
You're right.
That legitimized the child.
I don't know how the heck I forgot about the wedding.
Hopefully he was on the birth certificate, and what's
Mhm.
done is done. He'd have custody.
So immediately once someone marries someone else, do they become the father of their kids or
You've
no?
got to you got to like affirm paternity,
Mhm.
right? So basically, if an unmarried man and an unmarried woman have a child out of wedlock and then get married, it legitimizes the child.
Okay. That just, I can't believe I forgot about the wedding.
Yeah, they legitimize the child that way.
Mhm.
So that helped.
So, and then after Jenny passing, he now becomes sole parent to little Forrest.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, good for him. I mean, it was.
Why'd she wait so long? He's such a nice guy.
That's the question
Selfish?
every nice guy has been asking for eons.
Why'd she wait so long?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rude.
Very rude.
Rude.
Like, why you gotta wait? Exactly. Why do you have to wait till the last second to hook up with a nice guy? I guess getting
If you have to ask that question, maybe you're not that nice.
Stop flipping shit on me here.
If you have to say, why doesn't anyone like me? Because I'm the nice guy. Maybe you're not that nice.
I don't know if I'm the nice guy anymore. Screw it.
Why don't you just
Oh, I don't even put that. Do I put that label on myself?
do you think that you should have to tell someone you're nice?
No, I think actions speak louder than words.
So when someone's like, but I'm the nice guy and she doesn't like me, it's as though they believe exchanging nice
Mm-hmm.
for women's attention or love or sex.
Yeah.
They think that that's the exchange.
No.
Not that the woman has to like you, feel attracted to you, be charmed by you, be personally and emotionally ready
Yeah.
for whatever it is. You think that your niceness is the exchange for her body, her attention, right? Like, no, you don't get that. It's just not an automated system. I feel similarly about when a man or woman, right, is mad at someone else because they liked someone, but their friend ended up having a date with them. Let's speak very PG about it.
Okay.
So for example, you and one of your friends both are interested in the same girl.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up having a date with the girl first, or the girl chooses to have a date with you.
Yeah.
And your friend being angry about that really misses out on the fact that the girl gets to choose who she is with.
No, 100%. And then the famous state versus bro code comes into place where
State versus bro code.
it's extremely difficult and I agree with what you're saying 100%. And there are some men in this world that think like, oh no, I call dibs. I'm going in first.
But do you see how that completely ignores?
It ignores all the thoughts and it ignores the woman completely.
It does. It's like calling
and I see where you're going
in the
with
car.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Shotgun.
Shotgun. Yeah.
Right. But you don't own the woman.
You
she
don't.
Gets to choose.
Exactly.
How about you both shoot your shot and see who wins?
And there have been situations where I will personally say it's happened. I've been the one who been chosen, or I've been the one who has not been chosen.
Maybe because you're likable and she liked you.
Yeah, that happens. That happens all the time. Don't get butthurt about her not liking you. Maybe she's just not that into you. I'll give you 10 reasons why. And so on and so forth. I'll light no, that's a different show. I was about to say light 13 candles for you, but completely different route right there.
I'll play the tiniest violin.
No, I had a situation where I hung out with a friend of mine a few weeks ago, and she ended up liking a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. She just got divorced.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually good friends with both the ex-wife and the ex-husband. Come to find out, my friend and my other friend hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
They start talking.
Had a date.
They had a date. They, started going out and all that stuff. And next thing you know, I get a call from the ex. Like he's butthurt about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be like, dude, suck it up. It's over. Move on. But, I don't want to say that I can understand and sympathize because
maybe on an ex, like, I don't know. Maybe I get that. Feels a little betrayal, but.
Yeah, but if, like you said, she chose you and now she doesn't want to be with you and she's moved on.
If you're broken up, you're broken up.
Exactly. And we got put in an awkward situation where there were fingers being pointed. I'm like, all this happened naturally. It wasn't forced. There was no intention. This is the circle of life. And this is what happens.
That's not the circle of life.
I'm trying to put it in the most subtle way possible. So like this doesn't come and bite me in the ass because things like this always tend to.
When I was in high school, sophomore year, maybe freshman year, we had a German exchange student.
Oh,
God,
the Germans.
I don't remember his name.
We'll call him Hans.
Okay, Hans. I don't. So we went to homecoming, and at the time my boyfriend was older. So going into homecoming he was like, I'm not going to homecoming. He was like, I'm out of high school. Whatever.
Like,
doesn't
babe, if
matter.
they ID me at the door, they're not going to let me in.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. It wasn't his scene. So, but I still wanted to go. So I went with my friends, and one of my male friends that was in school with me was like, I think I danced with him or something, just friendly. And he goes, hey, my friend is upset because this is the German exchange student. He called like dibs on you, or he wanted to dance with you, and I danced with you. So do you think that you could do me a favor and dance with him? Because he called it.
Oh,
and
damn.
I was like, of course I did. Because,
Yeah, but like that one right there. Whoa. No, even after like the loss, you don't go in and be like, can I get a trophy still? Because that's what it literally sounds like.
Yeah. But in my mind, I was like, first of all, you need to clarify to him that you don't have a chance either. I'm like, the problem is that it's no to both of you. That this was about, dancing in high school and just a simple dance.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'll dance with him. So
I just wanted to dance someone to Usher. Jeez.
So guess what? Y'all are equally turned down.
No, I remember like the middle school dances and the high school dances where I think I was hurt at one point, and then I've seen other friends hurt as well. Where, oh, I was gonna dance with her, bro, and it's like, hey, we're young, we don't know these ideas, we don't know we don't have this.
Of course not. No. You're hurt because you're jealous, and
Yeah.
you feel hurt because you feel rejected.
Exactly.
And I get it. It's totally different. But that's why it's a feeling of rejection, and it does remove the idea of the person who gets to make the decision. But life is hard. Speaking of rejections, we do lots of divorces.
Yes, we do. 407-900-7451 or go to morse-firm.com.
If you would like to reject your current spouse, contact me.
Mhm.
What's our next question? Do we have another question, or are we going over some pop culture?
I do have a lot of questions for you. I feel that we did cover Forest Gump, and I can't believe I forgot about the wedding. So the next film for next week, I'll do
Pow, 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 pow.
Better research on the film and have. Actually, no, I do have a question because we talked about this.
Ready.
We talked about this earlier. So, girlfriend and I have been watching the show called "If Loving You Is Wrong." It's a Tyler Perry show. There's a lot of infidelity drama. It's a soap opera.
Yeah.
So, married couples living next door to each other, husband and a wife from each one has an affair with the person next door.
Okay.
And woman gets pregnant by neighbor. And next thing you know, baby's born, and you can clearly see that the baby does not belong to her husband. It belongs to the guy that she had the affair with.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to leave it at that. So she is heartbroken. She is in the hospital. Her friends are talking to her, calming her down. And she's like, I don't want this baby. Put it up for adoption. I don't want this baby, because every time I look at him, I'm going to remember my mistake.
Okay.
And
does husband of pregnant woman know?
Yes.
It's not his.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Clearly knows that is not his baby.
Okay.
Maury didn't even have to read the envelope at that point.
The test results are in.
Exactly. So at this point, the guy who she had the affair with wants to be the child's father, is ready to to take over. But as we discussed beforehand, a child born to an intact marriage, even if the seed doesn't come from the husband, is still his responsibility. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So tell us the legalities behind that real quick.
Okay. So obviously, again, I'm speaking only about Florida law, and every fact scenario is different.
Mm-hmm.
But when a woman has a baby, it is legally the child of her husband. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So even if she has an affair, one night stand, what have you, well, those are all the same thing. Baby comes out 9 months later, and it's not the husband, but it is the husband's responsibility.
Right.
Regardless.
And again, you know that we do divorce and custody cases every day. How many in the year and a half, 2 years you've been here?
Yeah.
How many paternity tests have we ordered? Think about it.
What's
the paternity testing company we use?
Oh.
No. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Because we don't have one.
Here in Florida.
No,
Or
we
don't use them here.
We don't use it that often.
Yeah, I felt like that was a trick question to me.
It was.
And
you tried to think about it, and I was like, let me stop you right there. You're not going to be able to think of it, or you're going to come up with one that maybe could possibly do it, but it's not one that we've used.
Mm-hmm. So here in Florida, so we don't really go with the paternity tests.
No, not unless it's challenged.
Okay. And have we had situations where it's been challenged? Or
I've had a case, 2 cases, 3. Sorry.
And do the results of the paternity test, do they sway the case itself?
It's never come back that it wasn't the father.
Oh, so
that hasn't happened to me.
So no Maury moment.
No.
No one.
Now I've had a case, and this case is near and dear to my heart, and I love it very much, and I love the child. He's a little doll face, and we did what was right for this child. Where mom had an affair, a child was born. We had a paternity case about it,
and they're moving forward with
I won.
You, of course.
Whatever the result they wanted was, I got it.
I had a friend of mine telling me, because we were talking about this later on. Sorry, go ahead.
The irony about the law on this is it is developing. There's a fairly recent case in South Florida that found that a child that was born to a married woman to whom the genetics belonged to another man was in the best interest of that child based on those facts, for that child to be the child of the biological father as opposed to the legal husband, even though both parents were challenging it.
Wow.
And part of the reason in this case is because the mom and baby daddy had lived together for the first 4 or 5 years of the child's life, and the child was bonded with the bio dad, not with the legal dad. So in that case, he appealed it. He had the money to, right? So sometimes law, let's get on that tangent in a minute. So sometimes, he appealed it and it went all the way up, and the court found that in that scenario, the biological father should be the father of that child.
Oh, okay. Because I have a question similar to I don't know if it's similar or not. Person was married.
Yeah.
Wife had the affair.
Yeah.
Had a baby by another man.
Yeah.
And then divorced. Well, of course, it was recognizing that that's the kid's father through the intact marriage. She ends up divorcing her husband and gets married.
You de-establish paternity in the divorce.
You would have to at that point. Or
you can do it later. But you should de-establish in the divorce.
Would there be a loophole if she ends up divorcing her husband but doesn't marry the guy that she's with? Would he still have to pay child support for that kid?
Legal dad?
Yeah.
Legal dad, yes.
Legal dad, yes.
And she could put him on the hook for it. He would have to go through the process of de-establishing paternity.
Holy shit.
She'd have to ask the court to remove his paternity.
Would it help if she, would it do anything to the case itself if they were married?
Who were married?
Let's say, so the woman who.
No.
So,
because it's at the time of birth.
Oh, okay. Wow. Damn.
You'd have to de-establish.
That.
But if you get all the way to a final judgment and you agree, you can't take it back.
No takesies, backsies.
Right. I'm sure you could come to some kind of an agreement with the bio dad. I bet you could do something. I'm sure I could fashion something, right?
I'm glad I have you in my life, Erin.
Right? I could make it happen, but you'd have to go through some legal jumping jacks. So another thing that's interesting is I had that one case. Some legal mistakes happened before I got on the case. And somehow bio dad got paternity granted.
How so?
Legal dad got defaulted when he filed, and no one raised the intact marriage equals no rights.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
They had been fighting for like 3 years before I got on the case. 4 years, maybe.
Hmm.
I had only been on the case within a year, and I had the whole thing reversed, and full custody is now with the intact family.
407-900-7451. Believe me, there have been multiple cases, multiple clients where that is like,
Listen, I will tell you that I had advised counsel for Biodad that we are going to exhaust our remedies under the law, that I have a green light to make sure that we seek that which is in the best interest of this minor child.
mhm.
And we are going there, and we're going all the way, and we are taking it to the end. And all of a sudden, so then we filed the de-establishment of paternity. We got the adoption. We did the song and dance. When we went to the hearing for the de-establishment, even though it was agreed to by all parties, the judge calls it up for hearing. And the judge goes, "Are you giving away your rights to this child because Attorney Morse has the hearing coming up on establishing child support retroactively?" Which is what I was doing. And that meant, because the case had been ongoing for 4 years before I got on it. So that meant it was 4, 5, almost 7 years of child support by the time we were getting to this hearing.
Holy shit.
And I was going to ask for the judge to increase the ongoing by at least $250 so that the retroactive could be paid off at a reasonable rate. So I wanted like $800 or $900 in child support.
I mean, that's fair, right?
Yeah, but he really should have only been on the hook for like 200. He was a broke bitch. He was a broke bitch. And I was like, we're going for it all.
I have to show you something, and it's going to be pointless to tell you on the air right now, but it was funny to me when we were going over the drafts for the candles. I know. When I first started here, you used to say a phrase, or you had a saying that I love to death, and you're like, the office of this bitch.
Oh, law office of this bitch right here.
Yeah, the law office of this bitch right here. And as I was editing the sticker, I remembered that. I'm like, oh, funny. And then I went through the printing, and I put it on I almost put it on the sticker, and then I looked at the final draft. I'm like, wait a second, I put the law office of Erin bitch.
Those didn't get printed, did they?
No, they did not get printed.
Oh my God.
I had a moment, and I almost hit print. I'm like, wait a second, the law office of Erin bitch.
Bitch!
Like if we were to put an exclamation point and just draw it in, I think we would have gotten away with it. But like, yeah, no, we can't put that in the charity culture.
But there will be an event we're going to use that now.
Oh, totally.
I hope you saved it.
I have the draft saved, and I'll send it to you so you can look at it for final approval. But we do have some questions, because tonight we do have a couple.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Because I am doing a show after this one, and I don't want it to overlap with the.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to get you out of here on time, but we do have some questions, and we're going to help these people out. First question coming up. What forms do I need to fill out to modify parenting time and to file contempt of a court date?
You need a motion for contempt, and you will have to initiate a new cause of action to modify the final judgment. Right? You'll have to do a petition for modification of final judgment, and you're going to have to make sure that you meet the standard of substantial and unanticipated change in circumstances, not, I just want more time.
So I was just going to say, there has to be a pretty big reason why you want more time.
Substantial? You say? Yes, that's right in the statute. A substantial and unanticipated change in circumstances. Almost to the point that, and I like to explain it this way, I believe there's a case that defines modification in this manner, but such that the current parenting plan can't be adhered to, right? That you need it. There's no way, this doesn't work.
Gotcha. So whether it's a new job, new hours, less pay, or what have you, it's affecting the income. It's affecting the time.
Your ability to adhere to the parenting plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Not just it would be best. It's not a best interest standard. Substantial and unanticipated. So they're in middle school now. No one didn't anticipate that they would make it to middle school.
I didn't know y'all got left behind on that one. Yeah, I see so many. I have a lot of friends of mine who deal with the parenting plans, and because working with you, they're always throwing questions at me. Like I am the attorney, or like I know, what needs to be done. Of course, I give them the card. Just call us and set up a
course.
consultation.
And it's complex, right?
It-
Like it's always, it depends.
Yeah, boom. There, you haven't said that in a while. It depends.
It depends.
Yeah, and I've never. Well, I think like maybe like a small handful where like the parenting plan is being followed and executed properly to the point where like everyone's having a good time. But majority of the time, they're like, my baby daddy's a freaking asshole. My baby mama's a bitch.
Yeah,
It's
water
always-
rises to its own level.
So thank you so much for that question. We got another one coming up right now. Where to go? What happens to a custody agreement if one parent moves out of state?
Well, if you move from Florida to another state, you have violated Florida law because you need to ask for permission to move or get an agreement from the other parent in order to move more than 50 miles
Mhm.
as the crow flies.
Oh, shoot. So,
So that's like holding up 2 pieces of yarn all the way above your head and 50 miles of yarn to the other place.
oh, geez. So if let's say
Not driving miles. So that means not driving miles.
what does that mean?
So how you can't drive to another place in a straight line.
Oh yeah, curves and streets and all that stuff. So
yes,
with it,
Patricio. The roads are not built this way. So yeah, it's as the crow flies.
Mhm.
You can't move
oh,
unless you have the agreement of the other party.
So let's say, for example, I just
And it has to be in writing. How about that? They can't just be like, sure, I agree.
and there'll be so many times that they won't sign that shit.
Mhm.
No, so I want to play this as a scenario. Let's say, for example, I'm married. But
That's crazy.
And I have a child from a previous marriage.
Mhm.
Okay. Wife and I have been thinking about wanting to move to Illinois, and everything's set. We're ready to go. And she's married as well.
Mhm.
Everyone's married. Would I still have to get permission from my child's mother
To take the child,
out
yeah.
of state? Wow. And if she says no, that puts a damper on the whole thing.
You
right?
call me and we file a petition for relocation.
Dang. So even all my ducks
Remember
in
that
order.
crazy case with the God. I don't want to identify it. With the last name that's also a textile.
Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry.
That was good, right?
That was
I
like,
gotcha.
I'm
That
like,
was a.
Can I have textiles for $400, Alex? Jeez.
Yeah, we got that relocation. That one was wild.
Mm-mm.
And then we had more post judgment litigation. Also won all 4 of those motions to the tune of $40,000 in my client's pocket. What's up?
You really pull out some great wins. With the
That one was so good. I really loved that case. I still love it.
There no, in this office, yeah, there are a lot of screams of joy, screams of happiness, and a lot of times there are a lot of screams because you're yelling at opposing counsel or fighting with opposing party.
Sometimes I yell at my own clients.
And that was actually something that happened earlier this week. Well, not earlier this week, sometime a few days ago. And I kind of asked him, like, damn, you really let them have it.
Sometimes you have to. That's it.
Yeah, but sometimes you just have to because you're the attorney. You see it from a legal standpoint. They're the client, and they're probably seeing it from a passionate standpoint, or they're letting just their emotions get the best of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
So in that case, listen, I guess you really wouldn't know this if you're not an attorney, but he filed a notice. The former spouse opposing counsel, filed a notice of attorney withdrawal. This is to serve notice that client, so former husband,
Mhm.
has withdrawn from counsel. You don't withdraw from counsel. Counsel withdraws from a case.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so stupid. Ugh, it's so exhausting.
I'm sure there are times where whether it's a client or opposing party that just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I know. I know. I don't blame him.
Trying to get this up and going. There we go. Okay. So yeah, at that point they have to call you to enforce what's going on, enforce what they have in place. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless you want them to move away without the kids.
No, you
You
don't want
can.
that. You don't do that. Don't let them get away.
You can do that.
Next question. What are my rights? My boyfriend of over 10 years passed away, but left no will, and I have to leave. Wait. And if I have to leave, how long do I have? Family keeps asking for personal items. I took care of him while he was sick.
And if I have to leave, how long do I have? Family keeps asking for personal items. How long do you have for what?
So I remember when I put this one in, the girlfriend and the boyfriend were living together.
You have no rights. I mean,
No. Seriously.
we can keep going, but you have no rights.
and say why they don't have any rights.
Because you weren't married. There's no boyfriend girlfriend rights.
And what is this whole?
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. I can't sing. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I can't edit a live
Beyonce's
feed.
gonna
It's okay.
call me and be like, "That was embarrassing." Have secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah. So basically, what is and break this down for me. The whole common law marriage thing.
It's not in Florida. So what it was is, at a time, there was a certain number of years, I want to say 7, where if you held yourself out in the community as a married couple,
Mm-hmm.
the court was willing to recognize that as a legitimate marriage. Basically, I think the court was trying to force the idea that if you were getting the milk, you had to buy the cow. Oh, sorry. They made you buy the cow if you were getting the milk for 7 years.
I mean, sometimes you have to.
So common law marriage is no longer recognized, but Florida will recognize a common law marriage if the state from which you came from, it would have been recognized, and they will recognize that and hold you to a divorce here in Florida.
There have been so many times where I've heard people, use that term, the common law marriage. I'm like, how does that actually work? And I'm glad that you're able to clarify and break that down.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Us.
It doesn't. It's not in Florida.
So, all right, we got 2 more questions before we head out of here.
Yes.
And the next one coming up, I think this one, we've had this question before, but I love how you always give a different answer to the same question. Can I get a
different answer to the same question? The facts are different.
Can I get my 12-year-old son back if my parental rights have been terminated? Usually it's a court.
Can you get your son back if the parental rights have been terminated? No. You fucked up.
You fucked up.
You didn't hire me. And you fucked up.
Yeah, well, you fucked up because they didn't hire you.
Right.
Even before that, they already fucked up.
Too late.
All right. And the last question for tonight. I found out that I'm going to be subpoenaed, but I have a protective order against the defendant. How would that work?
Like, if you're going to be subpoenaed for a case,
Mm-hmm.
that isn't void because you're subpoenaed. Just like if there's an injunction in place and you have to go to court, obviously the two of you can be in the same courtroom. There are deputies that are there. It's for a court and legal purpose. If you're concerned about your safety, so this is practical advice and not necessarily legal advice. If you're subpoenaed, you got to respond to that subpoena.
Okay.
But when it comes to being subpoenaed for a case and having to be in the same room, you just ask the deputies and make sure that they keep you safe.
Okay.
That's really the best thing that you can do.
Gotcha. I'm glad I'm not married, but at the same time, I'm glad that I know someone like you in case I do get married.
Right.
And it goes
You're in
south.
a good position.
I'm in a great position, and I am so thankful for you, Erin. But if you'd like to have the security and comfort of having a great attorney on your side, like I do, 407-900-7451, or go to morse-firm.com to set up a consultation, talk about your family law situation and stuff. And Erin, we'll help you out. Erin, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No. No, just that I want to go. Final thoughts on what? What do I typically give out some good advice for? What I had one today that I told you about, and you were like, "Oh my god, what did I say?"
Oh shit. Okay. Oh crap. David, I'm sorry. I'm dropping the bomb. I don't have my notepad in front of me anymore. How I used to. I got to start writing more shit down.
I know.
I keep losing these ideas.
I know.
We can't just text each
we're,
other.
We're out of sorts with the maternity leave.
Always put foundation before you contour.
Okay. I don't contour.
I know.
These cheekbones are
they're natural. We'll see you guys next week. Right.